Access your free language gifts of the month right now. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Life Events Conversation Cheat Sheet. If you're a language learner, then this is the most important resource you can have. You'll learn to talk about your life and major life events, birth, graduation, getting a job, marriage, and much more in your target language. Second, all the words and phrases you must know about food. Learn the most common words and phrases for fruits, drinks, flavors, cooking, and more with this new PDF. Download it now for free. Third, 20 must-know small talk phrases. With this bonus, you'll be able to have small talk in your target language. You'll learn phrases like, "How are things?" "I haven't seen you in ages," and much more. Fourth, do you know how to say summer in your target language? If you don't, you'll want this essential summer vocabulary bonus. This 1-minute lesson is perfect for beginners. Fifth, how to say you dislike something. With this next bonus, you'll learn useful phrases like, "I don't like this idea," "I hate this," and much more. Sixth, free audiobooks. Unlock our huge library of language learning audiobooks. Save them to any device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master a language with lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning program, get 35% off Premium or Premium Plus with the Power Up sale. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the lesson description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Your condition is not getting better, and you decide to go to the nearby clinic. You receive a medical report. What is the diagnosis? You receive a medical report. What is the diagnosis? The diagnosis is food poisoning caused by contaminated food.
Bozulmuş yiyecekten kaynaklı gıda zehirlenmesi.
You just bought a few items from a local shop online. What information does the website say about the delivery date? What information does the website say about the delivery date? The website says that Delivery dates differ depending on the delivery method, but all dates should be calculated from the next working day.
Teslim tarihleri seçilen teslimat yöntemine göre değişir. Ama tüm teslimat zamanları siparişin ardındaki iş gününden hesaplanmalıdır.
The day after ordering an item online, you receive an email notification. How can you track your package? How can you track your package? The email says that you can track your package on this website by logging into your account, and after logging in, click on your order history and enter the order number found in this email.
Hesabınıza giriş yaparak sipariş durumunuzu sitemizden takip edebilirsiniz. Giriş yaptıktan sonra sipariş detayına tıklayın ve bu e-postada verilen sipariş takip numarasını girin.
You're reading the instructions of an electronic device you've just bought. What should you do in case of overheating? What should you do in case of overheating? The manual says that if you notice the surface overheating, unplug the device immediately and allow it to cool down before handling again.
Eğer yüzeyin aşırı ısındığını fark ederseniz, cihazı hemen fişten çekin ve tekrar kullanmadan önce soğumasını bekleyin.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Merhaba, ben Seda. Hello, I'm Seda. Welcome to turkishclass101.com. Today we will talk about the questions you get asked during your visit to Turkey in customs or immigration. So let's start, okay? Actually, the thing is, it's a little bit weird for me because I've never heard these questions in Turkish. I know the English ones because when I visit somewhere, I got asked in English, but never in Turkish. I just showed my passport since I'm Turkish citizen and, you know, came to the country. So these are also new for me as well. Okay, let's start with the first one. Yeah, that's the basic one actually. Ziyaret amacınız nedir? Ziyaret amacınız nedir? What's the purpose of your visit? Ziyaret amacınız nedir? And you can answer this as like business or pleasure or holiday. You can say iş için geldim. I came for business. İş için geldim. Or you can say tatil için geldim. I came for holiday. Tatil için geldim. So these questions are a little nerve breaking, right? I never liked passport controls. Anyway, okay. You can get asked about how many days you'll be staying in the country. So, ülkede kaç gün kalacaksınız? Ülkede kaç gün kalacaksınız? So, this is, as I said, how many days you will be staying in the country. So you can say 3, 4, 5, 10. It's up to your, you know, duration actually. Like you can say 3 gün kalacağım. That's how we write actually, but when we say it with the future tense, we just say kalacağım. Kalacağım, as if we don't say kalacağım. Those are all the letters in the word, but we say kalacağım. 3 gün kalacağım. So let's see the next question. Yanınızda ne kadar para var? How much money do you have with you? So sometimes they ask this question. I don't know why. Maybe like, do you have enough to stay in the country? So yanınızda kaç para var? Yanınızda kaç para var? Millions of dollars. No. You can say, you know, how much money you have. You can say I have a credit card, for example. Let's say that in Turkish. Kredi kartım var. Kredi kartım var. And let's say I have 1,000 Turkish liras. 1000 liram var. 1000 liram var. 1000 liram var. So that's it. Let's see the next question. This is also very common. Where will you be staying during your visit? So, nerede kalacaksınız? Nerede kalacaksınız? Nerede kalacaksınız? So these questions are polite. Like nerede kalacaksınız? Kaç paranız var? Things like that. But the police officers, they may ask the third person in polite, not impolite, but like more casual one. So it's a little bit more intimidating. So keep that in mind. So you can say, I will stay at a hotel. Let's not give any brands. Otelde kalacağım. Otelde kalacağım. Something like that. Nerede kalacaksınız? Otelde kalacağım. This is also the same. I wouldn't say kalacağım like that, the proper one. I would just say kalacağım. Otelde kalacağım. Like that. Let's see the next questions. What is your occupation? Ne iş yapıyorsunuz? Ne iş yapıyorsunuz? Ne iş yapıyorsunuz? So you may answer like doktorum, I'm a doctor, or I'm an engineer, mühendisim. Those are the cliches, right? or I'm a teacher, öğretmenim. So if you don't know about the occupations, you can check out the lessons. We have some lessons on that as well. Let's see the next question. Is there anyone coming to pick you up? Sizi almaya biri gelecek mi? Sizi almaya biri gelecek mi? Sizi almaya biri gelecek mi? You can say yes. And in that case, that they would probably ask like who? And maybe from hotel or from your business partner, or I don't know, something like that. If you say no, they may ask like, then how are you planning to go there? Then they can say oraya nasıl gideceksiniz? Oraya nasıl gideceksiniz? Oraya nasıl gideceksiniz? And you may answer like by taxi or by bus. We have a lot of public transportation options, so you can use the bus. So you can say otobüsle gideceğim. Otobüsle gideceğim. Or taksi ile gideceğim. Taksi ile gideceğim. This is the same. Gideceğim. Gideceğim. The future tense. We say gideceğim. That's it. Gideceğim. So let's see the next question. Do you have a return ticket? That's the question they love, huh? Are you gonna stay here forever or are you gonna go back to your country? They ask this. So, dönüş biletiniz var mı? Right? That's the question. Yes. Dönüş biletiniz var mı? Dönüş biletiniz var mı? No. I will be here forever. Dönüş biletiniz var mı? You better say yes. If you say no, they may give you a hard time. I don't know. Okay. If you don't have, you don't have. What can you do? So you can say evet var or hayır yok. I haven't got it yet. Something like that. Henüz almadım. Henüz almadım. Henüz almadım. So let's see. Do you have anything to declare? Are you bringing something to our country? So, gümrük için bildireceğiniz bir şey var mı? Gümrük için bildireceğiniz bir şey var mı? Gümrük için bildireceğiniz bir şey var mı? Gümrük için bildireceğiniz bir şey var mı? That's really fast. But maybe you can catch some words. I don't know. So you can say yes or no. Actually, I don't know what are the rules about the stuff you have to declare, but they give you, before landing in, they give you a paper about what to declare, what not to declare. So you can read that and you can prepare accordingly. And yeah, this is also very common. Can I see your flight ticket and hotel reservation? They want to see that you are legit, so they may want to see that. Uçak biletinizi ve otel rezervasyonunuzu görebilir miyim? Uçak biletinizi ve otel rezervasyonunuzu görebilir miyim? One more time, slowly. Uçak biletinizi ve otel rezervasyonunuzu görebilir miyim?
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Merhaba, ben Seda. Hello, I'm Seda. Welcome to turkishclass101.com. Today we'll talk about ordinal numbers, which are like first, second, third in English. So before we start, let's remember the regular numbers. We have lessons about regular numbers. If you don't know them, if you didn't study before, please study the numbers, regular numbers. Then come back to this lesson. So this will be just a reminder, so I'll say it quickly. So let's start counting together. Do you remember? The first one? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are basic numbers, and as a rule, to make the regular numbers into ordinal numbers, we add suffix inci. So for example, for 1, bir, we add inci. Bir, inci. Birinci, meaning the first. But you know that we have Turkish vowel harmony rules. So you need to study that before adding any suffix to a Turkish word, because that main rule decides which kind of vowel will go into the suffix. So in this case, we can say inci, we can add inci, ıncı, uncu, or üncü. So we have 4 basic suffixes for making ordinal numbers. So for example, for bir inci, for 3, üç, üncü, for 5, inci, for 9, uncu. So you can hear the sounds, they follow the harmony rules. But I know it's a little bit complicated, but we have a lot of out of rule things for ordinal numbers. In Turkish, I told this before, in Turkish, 2 vowels can't come together. Like A and A, E and E, they can't come together. If there are words with 2 vowels together, they probably came from another language, as in I gave this example as in saat means clock or time, which came from Arabic. Other than that, Turkish words can't be 2 vowels together, so we add buffer letters in between. If we are gonna add a suffix starting with a vowel and we have a word ending with a vowel, we need to add a buffer letter in between. These buffer letters are ye, she, se, ne. Let me check if I forget one. Yeah, no. So I have a trick for you actually. We have a word yaşasın. Hey! It means like hey! Like something like that. Hooray or hooray, hey! It means that yaşasın, hey! You're so happy and you're celebrating. And when you take the vowels out of that verb, yaşasın, ye, she, se, and ne are left. So these are the buffer letters. Maybe you can remember like that. And so this was it. And we have other kind of out of rules, out of rule numbers with 4. Besides vowel harmony rules, we have consonant rules as well. Some hard sound consonants get softened, or some soft sound vowels harden sometimes. So in 4, t is hard. So when we add the suffix üncü here, 4, üncü, we make the T D, so we can say it easily. That's the actually only reason. Dörtüncü, it's hard to say with R and T and Ü, like it's all over here. Dörtüncü, it's hard to say, so we soften it like dördüncü, dördüncü. Instead of dört, when we add the suffix, we say dörd with D. So don't worry, I will say all the numbers one by one. I'm just talking about the rules now. So we have 2 more out of rule thing. One is with 7 the other is with 6. I had to check. One is with 7, the other is with 6. 7 is 7. It ends with E already, like I, the letter I. So, you know, we need to add the suffix inci. So instead of add the suffix inci and put a buffer letter, we thought we already have E over there, so we need to assume that that's the part of the suffix, so we just add nci. So we make yedinci. Just we drop the E from the suffix, we add it to the yedi. Yedinci. Yedinci. And it's the same with the 6. So we have altı as 6. Altı. Instead of adding ıncı, we drop ı because we already have the ı over in the 6, and we make altıncı. Okay, now you know all about the rules. Let's say the numbers together, okay? Birinci. Birinci. First. Birinci. İkinci. İkinci. Second. İkinci. Üçüncü. Üçüncü. Third. Üçüncü. Dördüncü. Dördüncü. Fourth. Dördüncü. Beşinci. Beşinci. Fifth. Beşinci. Altıncı. Altıncı. Altıncı. The sixth. Altıncı. Yedinci. Yedinci. Seventh. Yedinci. Sekizinci. Sekizinci. Eighth. Sekizinci. Dokuzuncu. Dokuzuncu. Ninth. Dokuzuncu. Onuncu. Onuncu. Onuncu. Tenth. Okay, that's it. That's from 1 to 10. And let's say it a little bit faster together. Birinci, ikinci, üçüncü, dördüncü, beşinci, altıncı, yedinci, sekizinci, dokuzuncu, onuncu. That's it, guys. And before I go, I want to give you a little bit cultural insight about something about ordinal numbers. It's not about ordinal numbers, but there's a sentence about ordinal numbers. So I'm gonna say the sentence, then I will explain what it is in our culture. Birinci cemre havaya, ikinci cemre suya, üçüncü cemre toprağa. It literally means that the first cemre means like fire, emerald, the residue from a fire, something like that. It comes from Arabic. So it's something like the first fire to the air, the second fire to the water, and the third fire to the earth, to the soil. So why we use this? We have specific times. This cemre, this fire is it lets us know that the spring is coming. So I think there are different opinions about where this belief coming from, but the one I like is about shamanic beliefs, like the cemre, the fire. Actually, this when you look at the skies and some stars, when they are a little bit far away, the wavelengths a little bit longer, the stars looks reddish, so they look like burning coal, burning fire, something like that. And when they are on the sky on those specific days, that it says it tells the time. Actually, when you look at the sky and watch the stars, you can tell what time is it, the month, the season. You can tell a lot by looking at the stars. So they look at the star and they see those stars and they say, the spring is coming. And when you see the first one, they say the fire falls to the air and it warms the air. Then the second fire falls into the water and the waters get warmer. And the third one falls into the earth, to the soil, and it warms the soil, and then spring is here. I really like it, and every year we say that sentence to let us know that spring is coming. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked the lesson. Please leave some comments, and I don't know if you are confused about the numbers or the rules. Please leave some comments, and I will see you next time. Bye. Görüşürüz.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Hi, merhaba, ben Seda. Welcome to turkishclass101.com. Today we'll talk about vowel pronunciation. I'm not gonna give you a translation of the words. I'm just gonna show you how to pronounce the vowels. So don't think about the meanings, don't worry. But if you like, of course, you can search about the meanings. That will be a homework for you. But the important thing is here is the pronunciation. Turkish is said that it's a language of, it's pronounced as it is written. That's mostly the case is like that, but not exactly. So I'm just gonna give you the tricks. Of course, there are a lot of different words, different pronunciations, not rules, but the way we say things, especially different dialects, different regions have different type of pronunciation. So it's not a fixed thing, but these are the basics. So let's start with it. As you know, Turkish has 8 vowels. Let me just say them to you. I will put somewhere here or here, I don't know, or here. A, E, I, O, U, Ü. These are our vowels, and these vowels are generally pronounced like this, but in each of them there are little nuances, let me put it that way. So let's start with our first vowel, A. So we have actually 3 types of A. So one is, let me check, hard, soft, and long. Okay? The hard sound of A is like this. A. It is short. It's mostly from the throat. I hear my throat is a little bit shaking. As in at. Araba. Araba. Arka. You say it's like short voice coming from my throat, okay? Let me check another example. Yes, this one is also good. Arsa. Arsa. Arsa. arsa. The second a is the soft one. We used to have something called a hat, şapka. It is a shape like this on top of a. Sometimes you may see it, but normally it's taken off the alphabet, so you don't see it as a different letter. It's like this. So when you see the şapka, the hat, it means that it's the soft A, but as I said before, it's not put everywhere, so you actually need to learn the sounds to make sure. I'm sorry. So it's more soft and it's more on the It's more in your mouth than in your throat. It's like It's like A and E together in English, but I'm not sure about English. But for example, let me check the example. La, lastic, la. It's not la, la. The hard la. No, it's la, la, la, la. It's For example, hala, hala with the hard sound means aunt. Hala, la, hala. I feel it here. Hala, hala, hala. It means still. It is written exactly the same, but the way we read it makes the difference. So, la, lastic. Lala, lala, lala. Let me check another example. Yes, hal, hal, hal. Not hal, hal. Halbuki, not halbuki, halbuki, halbuki. And yes, kase, kase. Lanet, lanet, lanet. Lazım, lazım, lazım. Lale, lale, lale. So the third A is like a actual double A. It's the long A. For example, as in na, ne, na, ne, na, ne, na, ne, or na, dish, nadir, na, dish, or na, di, ren, nadiren. It's not nadiren, it's not nane, or it's not, let me check, katil. It's not katil, it's katil. Or hatta, ta. It's at the end this time. Hatta. Or tarih, tarih. It's tarih, tarih. So these are written the same except the hat one. But they are pronounced differently. So if you are very confused right now, don't worry, it takes time, it takes practice. It's in every language actually. It's the same with the English. It takes time to learn these things. It's just a good practice if you have, for example, a Turkish subtitle and you are listening Turkish, so you hear how they pronounce some words. But in time you will catch the way of how it's pronounced. So don't try to memorize these things. These things are just to give you a handbook, so you can now okay, this is the long A, this is the hard A, this is the soft A. I know these things in concept. Now I can listen and try to hear them from the native speakers. Otherwise it will be a very depressing thing to try to learn every word. Is this the long A or is this the hard A? it will bump you down. So don't worry, just go with the flow. Just try to hear and try to learn about the concepts. Okay? Okay, let's continue. Now let's come to the the English E. So here we have two different E's actually. One is açık, the other is kapalı. Open E and closed E. So open E is like it's like it's going out to the world. And the closed is like It's more in your mouth. And the other one is like It's like something like that. So let's give you examples. I have notes here so I can read it to you. Yes. For example, for open it's eş, eş, eş, or sen, sen. It's not sen, sen, sen. Or ekmek, ekmek, it's out on the open. Ekmek. Edep, edep, edep. These are some examples. It's more like open, as I said before. Let's look at some closed examples. It's elma. It's not elma. It's elma. Elma. It's very short, very in the mouth. Elma. Or let's see. Gece. Gece. It's again in the mouth. Gece. Very short. Or pencere. Pencere. Pencere. Or et. Et. Et. It's not at. It's not at. It's et. Or benek. Benek. Benek. Okay, these were some examples of open and closed A's. Now let's look at the sound of I. I know this is really hard for you guys. It's not very common in other languages. It's like saying London, the last vowel sound. It's really like something like that. When you say you need to feel like your chin is like making a weird shape, like I feel it here. Okay? For example, ışık, ışık, ılık, ılık, ıtır, ıtır, It's like ıtır, ışıl, ışıl, ışıl. Or fıkır, fıkır. Or let me check another one. Gıcır, gıcır. Generally in Turkish we have like double words. For example, gıcır gıcır. It means very new. Gıcır gıcır. Gıcır gıcır. Or ılık ılık. We double the words. Ilık ılık. It's like warmy warmy. Or ışıl ışıl. It's like really bright. Işıl ışıl. So we like to put the words with this together. And it's really hard. Maybe you can try to say it like back to back to practice a little. But other than that, this is a very unique sound, I think, to Turkish. And let's look at the letter E, which is probably a little bit easier for you. It's normally we have only one E, but sometimes we read some E's a little bit longer. The thing is, Turkish is not just Turkish. As you know, it has a lot of words from French, from Arabic, and from Persian. So some of the words, especially coming from Arabic and Persian, has different dialects. So our vowels are a little bit changed over time to fit those words, I think. So I know it's a little bit hard for you to learn, but as I said before, this is just for learning the concepts. You can just learn every bit of. Even if you ask me, you know, I'm a native speaker. Even if you ask me, I can tell you this is long. This is, you know, all of a sudden I have to think about it. I have to write and, you know, find some examples. So it takes time. Don't worry. Again. So with our normal is, for example, is, izci, or dish, or dil. These are our regular is. E, e. This is a little bit on the throat. I'm making vowel sounds and my throat is scratching a little. Sorry. Let me için, or bir, or iki. The numbers iki. This is, I think, one of the less complicated sounds. Let's look at the long e's. For example, icat. We are just making it a little bit longer. It's not icat, it's icat. Or bitap. These are a little bit old school words coming from Arabic and Persian. Biçare, or cani, hayati, nihai, or fuzuli, and one more, veli. Okay, it's not veli, it's not fuzuli, it's not, you are just not cutting your breath there, you're just making it a little bit longer. Okay, guys? Now let's see the hard O and soft O. Let me get a cup of my tea. Just soften my throat. Okay, so now O's. We have two O's. One is hard, one is soft. Okay? Hard O's is like O, just like that. O, or ot, or ok, or ocak, orman, and ortak, o, ot, o. It's a little bit on the mouth. We are making it very circular. You need to remember, when we make O, we make it circular, and when we make we use our tongue to make the dots on the O. So for now it's O. And for the soft O, it's not that circular, not like O. It's like, for example, let me yes, losh. Oh, it's more on the back, a little bit on the back. It's like ok. It's the hard one. Losh. It's on the back a little. Okay? Losh. Loca. Lokman. Lokma. Let me check another example. Lokum, or nohut. It's not nuhut, it's nohut. I feel it more here. Nohut. Ok. The hard O is on the lips. The soft O is a little bit on the back. Okay? You are still using your lips, of course, but it's a little on the back. So that was it. Let's see. Now we have 3 left. U, and Ü. These are only one sounds. Okay? Is like O, but you are using your tongue. I can't show you my tongue right now, but it's like I'm using my tongue inside my mouth to make the sound to make the dots on top of O. So it's like my tongue here. Öğretmen. Öğretmen. Önlük. Önlük. Ön. Ön. Öğrenci. Öğrenci. Ödev. Ödev. Öksürmek. Öksürmek. Öksürmek. Öfke. Öfke. These are some, I'm trying to make some meanings with them. Söylemek. Söylemek. Generally, öz, I think it's in the middle of the word instead of the, the later syllables. It's generally in the first syllables. So, ökçe or ölmek. Ölüm. So, this was ö. Now we have two left. U and ü. And let's talk about u. U, it's, again, I'm using my mouth, but I'm just squeezing my cheeks a little. Ooh, it's not like, oh, it's not that open. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay? Ooh, umut, umut, bulut, bulut, bulut, ufuk, ufuk, ufuk, unut, unut, unut. Let me check. Uzun, uzun. Uyku, uyku, uyku, uyku. And now let's say our last vowel. Ü, ü. It's like you are whistling. You are blowing a whistle. It's something like that. Ü, ü. There's no air coming out though. Ü, little bit, just a little bit. It's not like you are not. Ü, you are just making the sound. Ü, ü, ü, ü, ü, u, ü, ü. Okay? So, let's make some, give some examples. Let me check. Yes. Üşümek. Üşümek. Üşümek. Ütü. Ütü. Ütü. Üzgün. Üzgün. Üzgün. Üzgün. Üçgen. Yeah, like this. Üçgen. Üçgen. Üç. Üç. Üç. Sürü. Sürü. Sürü.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Hello, merhaba, ben Seda. Welcome to turkishclass101.com. Today we'll talk about how to pronounce Turkish consonants. As you know it, there are 29 Turkish letters in Turkish alphabet and 8 of them are vowels and the rest of them, 21 of them are consonants. And in Turkish there are two separate groups of consonants. One group is hard consonants and the other is soft consonants. It's not our main subject for today, the hard consonants, soft consonants and the rules about them. But I just want to make a quick note for you so you can try to listen why we are saying that these are hard or these are soft consonants. In Turkish, maybe you know it, but we use a lot of suffixes to make everything actually. The words, the verbs, or whatever you want to make, you have to add a prefix or suffix. So the rules about how to add them, we have different rules for vowels and different rules for consonants. And for consonants, we have these hard consonants and they get softened and the consonant mutation happens. So you need to know which ones are which. So I have, actually we had this when I was in primary school. Fıstıkçı Şahap. Fıstıkçı Şahap. This doesn't mean anything actually, but these two words have all the hard consonants in it. That's how we memorized them when we were kids. So as you can notice that we had to learn them as well as native speakers. But Fıstıkçı Şahap was a way of memorizing them. Let me just check and tell which ones are the hard consonants to you, so I don't miss anything. So, ç, I will probably put them here somewhere. So, ç, f, h, k, p, s, ş, t. I just made the sounds. I didn't read the letters. If I read the letters, ç, f, h, k, p, s, ş, t, as in Fıstıkçı Şahap. So, the rest of them are the letters, are the soft consonants. So, for example, why I'm talking about this, for example, we have a word, kitap, kitap. It means book. So, it's okay. It ends with p, which is a hard consonant. So, if I want to add something to that word, for example, if I want to make my book, so I will need to add for that. So if I add to kitap, it makes kitap, kitapım, kitapım. It's really unnatural. It's really hard for me to pronounce that as a native speaker. I think that's why we have this consonant mutation rules to make it easier to pronounce. So instead of kitapım, the P changes into a B, B. So I say kitabım. This is not just for saying I also write kitabım. As I said it before, this is a different rule. It's not about pronunciation, but this is why you need to know there are two different types of consonant in Turkish, which this makes the basic of learning how to add things. So keep that in mind and keep Fıstıkçı Şahap in your mind so you can remember. Other than that, let's try to pronounce it, okay? So, we'll start with B, B, B, B, B, B, B. It's on the lips. B, B, B, B. Baba, baba, bakkal, bakkal, bak, bak. Okay? And let's continue with J, C, J, J, jacket, jacket, cami, cami, cadde, cadde. So it's very different than English. The sound, the C sound, we use it as J, J, J, J. It's here, J, cadde. It's like in English jacket, and jacket is the same thing. And it's the letter J, I think. The sound of letter J in English. It's the sound of letter C in Turkish. So, J, cami. Okay? Let me check because I'm skipping the vowels, so I have to check so I don't miss any consonants. Yeah. Ch, ch. This is a sound, this is a letter that most of the languages don't have in their alphabet. So it might be different, but if you think about it, in English, it's with like C and H together. So it probably make the same sound. So it's ç, ç, ç, ç, çarşı, çarşı, çorap, çorap, ç, ç, çamaşır, çamaşır, çamaşır. So that was it. And for the letter D, D, D, D, D. It's again here. D. D. D. I don't know if you can see it. D. D. Daire. Daire. Daire. Davet. Davet. Davet. Davet. Devlet. Devlet. Devlet. Deve. Deve. Deve. So, let's continue with the letter F. F. F. It's really on the lips. If I put a paper here, let's try with this, for example. It moves the leaves, okay? So, yeah, don't spit, but make some breath come out. So, fiat, fiat, fiat, fiat, fiat. Fare, fare, fare, fare, f. As you notice, I'm not giving you the translation of these words. This is just, I want you to focus on the pronunciation, not the meanings. But the finding of the meaning will be your homework, okay? You need to go, and if you don't know some of these words, you need to check them out. I will write every word here so you can see how they are written. So it will be a homework for you. Okay, let's continue with G. This is again a little bit different than English. It's from here, g, g, g. It's in the throat. G, g, g, g, g. Gaye, gaye, gaye. Gayret, gayret, gayret. Let me check another. Güzel, güzel, güzel. Gamze, gamze, gamze. Okay. And the weird letter, the soft G, we call it yumuşak G. We can't just make the sound. It's we don't have just a short name for it. It's yumuşak G. It's like soft G, and the sound is like it's really funny when I make it, but it's like it's like a ghost voice. It's on the throat, but it's not like it's just it's like you're hurting somewhere. When you read it, it's generally there should be a vowel in front of it and after it, so it's like you're making the sound of those vowels a little bit longer. For example, ağaç and a note. Sorry, there's no word in Turkish that starts with soft G. It's just in the middle. Okay, so because we can't just start with it's really hard. Okay, let me get a sip of my tea before I make the sound. Ağaç. Normally it's A, soft G, A, and the ç. There's no word for it in English. So it's like ağaç, ağaç, ağaç, ağaç. Okay, let me see another example. Yağmur, yağmur. Normally it's like double A here, yağmur, but the natives, we hear the difference. It's not just yağmur, yağmur. It's not like that. It's yağ, yağmur, or yağ, yağ, yağ. Let me see. Ağrı. It's pain. Ağrı, ağrı, ağrı. Okay? Try to make that sound and the people will be looking at you. Okay, so the next letter is H. H, H, H, H in Turkish. H, H. Turkish is not very throaty language. Normally, the Istanbul Turkish especially, it's not, yes, the letter H, it's coming from the throat, but it's a very soft throat move. It's ha, ha, ha. It's not like ha, ha, ha. Nothing like that. But don't forget, we have different dialects in Turkish, especially the eastern part of Turkey and the more Kurdish, the south eastern part of Turkey is their dialects is more like Arabic, so it's more coming from the throat. So if you are visiting Turkey, for example, if you are going to Mardin or Diyarbakır or Urfa, some of their letters will sound different to you. So don't worry, it's normal. It's, you know, in every language there are different dialects. So, but normally in Turkish, the sounds of K and H, they are not very strong, not from very throaty. Okay. So let me check our letter. Yeah. H, ha, l, halı, ha, l, or ha, la, hala, ha, la, or hasta, hasta, sick. I'm giving you some tips about the meanings. Okay. H, h, h. Don't forget h, but not h. So the next one is j, j, j. This sound is, we don't have a lot of words with this sound. Of course we have, but it's not very common in Turkish. This is one of the less used letters. So, but we use it anyway. It's j, like this. Do you see my j? It's like a mosquito. Okay, it's jale, jale, jale, j. Let me see. Je, le, or jargon, jargon, jargon, jargon. These the letters with J, this j, generally coming from other languages. They are generally foreign letters, so you can keep that in mind. So let's continue. Now the letter is k, k, k, k, k, k, k, k, k. It's on throat, but not very strong. Kaza, kaza, kalp, kalp. Or people are doing something like that. I don't know that. Is this the heart? Something like that. I don't know. I know this heart. Kalp, kalp, kalp. Or cart, cart, cart. K, k, k. Kaza, kalp, cart. As I told you before, some part of Turkey it can be kalp, kalp, kalp, ga, ga. It's like k and g together, kalp. But that's not the, the Istanbul Turkish. But just know there are different dialects. So don't be confused. But normally when you're learning, try to say it not so throaty. Kalp, kaza, k. Okay, now la, la, la, la, la, la. This is, I think, very generic sound. L with your tongue. La, la, la, la, la, le. Limon, limon, limon. La, le, la, le, la, le, la, le. That's it. I don't have any other examples here. Okay, the next sound is M, me. Very on the lips. Masa, masa. Mimosa, mimosa. Masal, masal, masal. Okay? The next one is n, n, ne, nane, nane. Niye, neden, niçin, nasıl, nereye, n. Okay? all the questions in the world. Okay, the next one is p. P, again very on the lips. P, para, para, prasa, prasa, prasa. Party, party, party, party. And the next one is se, seda, seda, seda, seda, sema, sema, sema, ses, ses, ses. The next one is sh, sh, sh. This is again very Turkish sound. The letter, the shape of the letter with the dot, S with the dot. Sh, şaheser, şaheser, şahane, şahane, şans, şans, şans. Okay, the next one is T. T, t, t. Tabak, tabak, tarak, tarak. Ters, ters, ters. Tencere, tencere, tencere. Okay, the last three one is v, valiz, valiz, vaka, vaka, vakit, vakit. And the next one is yıldız, yıldız, yıldız. Yakın, yakın, yakın. Yalnız, yalnız, yalnız. And the last one is z, z, z. The letter z, z. Zaman, zaten, zarf, zaman, zaman. Okay guys? Okay guys, before I go, I want to give you a small trick. We have a rule called ulama. There is no exact English word for it, but it means that you add the last letter of a word to the first one following it. So the reason is for that we like equal number of vowels and consonants in one word. For example, masa is a perfect word for us. There are 2 vowels and 2 consonants, but as you can imagine, not every word is like that. So we are trying to make it as if it is while we are speaking using ulama. So I have a sentence here. First I will say it slowly, then I will say it quickly using ulama. The first one is slowly. İşinden eve dönen Ali yemekten önce duş aldı. İşinden eve dönen Ali yemekten önce duş aldı. And when I say it quickly, işinden eve dönen Ali yemekten önce duş aldı. If I slow my fast sentence down, it is like işinde eve dönen Ali yemekten önce duş aldı. As if there are equal consonant and vowels in one word. It's not like that, but when we read it, the way we read it is like that. So when you are having hard time...
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to match your routine to language learning. If you're having a hard time sticking with language learning, then this episode is for you. You'll learn 1. How to map your routine and set your schedule. 2. How to choose the learning medium that's right for you. And 3. The language tools you'll want for your learning style. If you're having a hard time sticking with language learning, you'll find out how to fix it now. Let's jump into the first part. 1. How to map your routine and set your schedule. First, here's a quick question for you. Which of these would you rather have? A. The world's most comprehensive language learning resources, but a weak study routine. Or B. A strong study routine and average resources. Leave your answer in the comments. But there is a correct answer here. You want a strong study routine. Why? You can have the best app or textbook in the world, but if you don't use it because you don't have a learning routine or a habit, you won't learn anything. If you have a strong routine and work ethic and just a dictionary and internet access, you'll learn more than someone with the best program and no routine. The point is, we are creatures of routines and habits, and our habits can be used for good or bad. They make us or break us. For example, if you have a bad habit, like going to bed at 4 a.m., you'll always feel tired when you wake up for work or school in the morning. If you have a good habit, like exercising regularly, you'll have energy and good health. Once we have a routine, we tend to stick to it. If it's a bad routine, it can do a lot of damage. But if it's a good routine, it can help us enjoy incredible results. We can also use routines to our advantage by applying them to work toward our goals, like language learning. How do you create a strong language learning routine? Here's one way to do it. First, write down your current daily schedule. For example, 7 a.m. I wake up. 8 a.m. I leave the house. 8:20 to 8:50 I'm on the train. 9:10 a.m. I arrive at work. 1 p.m. I go to lunch, and so on. Write out your daily schedule for the whole week. Make it detailed. If you write out your schedule, you can see your existing daily routine. You can see where you can fit language learning into your existing routine, the routine that you're used to, instead of trying to create a new routine. Why does this matter? For example, some people will look at their schedule and see that they wake up at 8 a.m. They think that if they wake up at 7 a.m., they can have an extra hour for language learning. But for many of us, that approach usually doesn't work because it's not something we're used to. You're trying to wake up early so you can learn a language. You're trying to implement 2 brand new routines that you're not used to. For many people, this results in failure. Even if you do wake up at 7 a.m., will you get out of bed immediately and jump straight to learning every day? Or will you lose motivation after a few days because you missed that hour of sleep? So map out your weekly schedule. Once you understand where your time goes, find an existing part of your routine that you can fit language learning into. For example, if you take the train in the morning, you can use that existing routine and learn some language during that time. If you always eat lunch at 1 p.m., watch a video lesson during your break. If you always cook at 8 p.m., play some audio lessons in the background. If at first you have to start with multitasking, it's better than nothing. You can at least get used to being exposed to the language while you work on dedicating more time and attention to it. Now, let's jump into part 2. 2. How to choose the learning medium that's right for you. Before you begin learning, it's important to understand what kind of learner you are. Are you a visual learner, or do you learn by reading? There's something called the VARK model, and it's an acronym for 4 learning styles: visual, auditory, or listening, reading, writing, and kinesthetic, meaning hands-on, or actual practice and trial and error. You need to understand what kind of learning resources are best for you. So, how do you determine what kind of learner you are? This depends on you. Do you like watching videos, listening, reading, or writing? Or do you prefer more hands-on practice? There's no wrong answer. It depends on what kind of learner you are and what you like. Also, think about your past language study experience. Did you remember vocabulary words better when you read them from a book? Or was listening to a podcast more helpful for you? How do you usually remember information best? This helps you choose the learning medium or study tools that are right for you. We'll talk more about this in a few minutes. For now, determine what kind of learner you are. Leave us a comment and let us know. The last thing you need to keep in mind is your study ratio. Your study ratio is how much time you spend absorbing information, input, and how much time you spend producing language, output. What you want to strive for is about 50% input and 50% practice or production, producing that language. So, If you read for 30 minutes, then you want to practice for 30 minutes. You can't just consume. You must practice. Otherwise, it's not going to stick as fast. All right, we've covered routines and learning types. Let's move on to part 3. 3. The language tools you'll want for your learning style. In this last part, we're going to cover all the resources that you can take advantage of based on your learning style. But remember, if you're a visual learner, that doesn't mean you should shun resources that don't fit that style. Sometimes it's not practical to watch a video. For example, if you're driving, audio is a much better choice. So let's jump in. If you're a visual learner, take advantage of our video lessons in the lesson library. We have them across all levels, from absolute beginner to advanced. These will be your main source of learning. Use the vocab slideshows. You'll find these on every lesson page and vocab list. The slideshows make it super easy to learn and review words. Just press play and watch. You can put it on a loop and watch for as long as you want. Next, if you're an auditory learner, then take advantage of our audio lessons. You can also use dialogue audio tracks. These give you just the conversation from that lesson, and you can use these tracks to immerse yourself in conversations. Next, if you prefer reading and writing, we include lesson notes and transcripts for every audio and video lesson. So, if you're taking a lesson, read along. The lesson notes include extra grammar explanations, vocab lists, and cultural insights that are not available in the lesson. You can also check out our extensive reading books in the lesson library. These are simple one-line per page books that will build you into a confident reader. If you prefer writing, you can copy out the lesson dialogue into your notebook. You can leave comments on our lessons with sample sentences. You can keep a daily journal in your target language. Plus, you can send messages to your Premium Plus teacher and practice writing. They'll correct your mistakes, tell you how to express yourself in a natural way, and help you improve fast. And finally, if you're a kinesthetic learner and prefer hands-on experience and trial and error, definitely use our Premium Plus teachers and practice with them. You can do that via the My Teacher Messenger on the site or in the app. Use our spaced repetition flashcards. These cards quiz you on words and phrases and help you master them fast. They sort the words for you and quiz you accordingly. So, if you don't know a word, you'll keep seeing it over and over until you get it right. And if you do know it, you'll see it again in a few days. It'll pop up every now and then just to refresh your memory. Also, take advantage of our lesson quizzes. You'll find these in every audio lesson, and these test you on the words and phrases you learned in the lessons. You can also practice speaking with our voice recorder. You'll find this inside the dialogue tool. You can record yourself and compare with native speakers. You can keep practicing until you can say the lesson dialogue at a native level. There are tools for every learning style. So, today you learned 1. How to map your routine and set your schedule. 2. How to choose the learning medium that's right for you. And 3. The language tools you'll want for your learning style. So, thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about the secret to speaking more of your target language. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Starting easy with language learning is sometimes the best way to get into a new language. But before you feel guilty about wanting to learn the easy way, don't worry. It's fine to start the easy way. You wouldn't expect to lift 200 pounds on your first day at the gym, right? And language is no different. Start easy so you can build up to tackling greater challenges later. In this video, we'll explore 7 easy ways to learn a language. The reason it's okay to start easy is the same as the reason you should start easy in the gym. You just can't expect to lift 200 pounds on day 1. You start with 5 pounds, then you move up to 10, 15, 20. And language is the same way. Learn a few phrases today, a basic conversation tomorrow. In a few weeks, you'll be able to speak for up to 3 minutes in your target language. Then you'll reach 5, then 10, then 20 minutes. Success comes step by step, little by little. So it's important to make things that are easy to do and easy to continue part of your routine. If you try to study for 2 hours a day with nothing but a big textbook, you may overwhelm yourself, get discouraged, and get tired. You might not stick with it because it's too hard to do. Things that are easy to do are easy to continue. So here are some resources to help you learn language the easy way. Number 1, take audio and video lessons. Listening to audio and watching video lessons is an easy way to consume language. Most of our lessons are 5 minutes on average, so you don't have to spend too much time at the computer. You can even learn on our app while you're commuting, working around the house, or out on a walk. Number 2, take lessons with Alexa. If you own an Amazon Echo, Dot, or Show, or are planning to get one, you'll want to make sure to download some apps to help you learn your target language. Take a look through the Amazon Skill Store. You can listen to lessons and other audio materials actively or passively, whenever the time is right for you. Number 3, download the lesson dialogues and immerse yourself. With every audio lesson, you get a dialogue track, just the lesson conversation. These are just 5 to 20 seconds long. When you finish a lesson, download the track. Make a playlist of all of them. Then play them and immerse yourself in the language. Number 4, the word of the day. This will take you a minute or less. Sign up for our free Word of the Day email lessons. It'll be a small boost to your vocabulary every day. Number 5, vocab slideshows. You can access vocabulary slideshows on any audio lesson or vocab list. Just press play and watch the slideshow. That's it. This is a fast and easy way to review words from a lesson. You can even put the slideshow on loop to review as much as you want. Number 6, the Daily Dose of Language app. This app is for the iPhone, iPad, and Android. With this bonus app, you'll get daily mini lessons covering phrases, grammar, culture, holidays, slang, and more. Every day is something new. Plus, these lessons will take you just a minute or two to complete. Number 7, print out our lessons as physical study material. You might be wondering why you should bother to print anything if all the lesson content is already online. But if you have the material sitting right in front of you, it's a lot easier to just glance through and start learning. With our word bank study tool, you can create your own word and phrase lists and print them out. Reviewing takes just a few minutes. You can also print out the lesson notes that come with every audio and video lesson. You'll also find our extensive reading books, which will help you to read faster. You'll find these in the lesson library. What's your reason for learning a language? Is it a personal goal, a hobby, or do you have dreams of living in a country where it's spoken? In this video, you'll discover 10 reasons people learn languages. You'll also learn why knowing and sharing your reason is important to succeeding in your learning. What's your reason for learning a language? Whatever your reason is, whether big or small, knowing it and talking about it is important. More often than not, your reason for learning a language is directly related to your long-term goal for the language. Your reason for learning might be, I want to live in the country where the language is spoken, or I want to understand the culture, movies, and music. But it can also be something simple, like I'm just interested in it. The point is, if you know your reason, you'll always remember what got you started in the first place. As a result, you'll maintain your motivation and continue your studies. But what about sharing your reason with others? This doesn't mean bragging about your goals and saying things like, I'll be fluent in 10 months. Rather, I'm learning because, and sharing something specific to you. Real reasons. When you talk about your reason for learning with others, you remind yourself indirectly. And the more you think about it, the more likely you are to do it. Plus, you set an expectation. By sharing your goals and your reasons for learning, your friends see you as someone who's actively learning a language, and that's another powerful motivator. Also, talking about it gives you confidence, the knowledge that you can and will learn the language. A lot of people think they can't learn a language. They think they don't have the time for it or the talent for it. In reality, you just need to start. By sharing your reason, you can convince yourself that you can do it. So, what's your reason for learning? Leave a comment and tell us why you started learning a new language. So, why are other language learners studying? We asked. Here are the top 10 reasons for learning a language. Number 1, I love the culture and the people who speak the language. This is a popular answer, especially among our learners studying Japanese and Korean. Number 2, I want to understand songs, movies, and TV shows. Songs, movies, and TV shows are great ways to immerse yourself in the language. If you're spending your time learning and immersing yourself, you're going to learn faster. Number 3, it's a beautiful language. Sometimes people simply love the way the language sounds. This is a simple answer, but even this can keep you motivated if your interest in the language is genuine. Number 4. My family comes from a place where the language is spoken. Of course, people want to be able to connect to their family and the people they love. Speaking of, Number 5. I want to speak to my partner's family in their language. This can be a great way to connect with people and learn more about them, especially if they're new family. Number 6. I'm learning the language to impress someone. Maybe you want to show off to someone special, or maybe surprise a grandparent with a card in their native language. There are a variety of situations in which using another language can show someone you care. Number 7. I love traveling. Knowing the local language when you travel will help you find new places and make new connections. It can only make your travel experience better. Number 8. I live or want to live in a country that speaks the language. It's a lot of people's dream to live overseas and experience the culture they love. Or maybe they need to move for work or family reasons. Learning the local language is extremely important if you're going to live in a different country. Number 9. I just love learning languages. What's great about this is if you've learned one language, it's easier to learn another, because you learn how to learn a language, right? If you learn one, you develop certain habits and approaches that work for you. You can use this to master another. Number 10. It's just a personal goal. We hear this a lot, especially from learners that stopped, took a break, and came back. If you have a goal in mind, something you wanted to do but never did, you want to come back to it and get it done. Our results show that most people learn for love, for family, to travel, or for self-improvement. So, why are you learning? Leave us a comment right now and let us know. Did you have a language teacher that inspired you? Maybe it wasn't a teacher, but a partner or another person, someone that motivated you to learn. You wanted to reward their investment in you by doing well. When learning a new language, having encouragement and the help of a good teacher can be hugely important to succeeding in your studies. In this video, we'll look at the power of a good teacher. Teachers can have a powerful impact on you, so let's look at how great teachers help you during your language learning journey. Number 1. A good teacher can push you to improve your speaking. Working on building your conversation skills can be tough. Whether you're practicing a 1-minute conversation or a 10-minute conversation, having a good teacher to practice with is key. You can prepare for your conversations by creating an outline of things to cover on paper. Then, as you talk, you can follow along with the topics you've prepared. These topics can include basic things like greetings, asking about the other person, or just catching up. Because all of the things you're going to talk about have been prepared before you begin the conversation, you can move down the list and practice different stages of conversation. Something as simple as greeting someone and catching up with them can be 2 to 3 minutes of talking. Having a good teacher to help you make this outline and go through it with you can really improve your speaking. A good teacher will also be able to handle going off script too. When a conversation goes outside the originally planned outline, a good teacher can react smoothly and keep the conversation going. If you want to make a joke or change the subject, the teacher can follow along. They can react and continue the conversation with you easily. If a teacher shuts down a student when they're trying something new, it can really hurt the student's motivation and enthusiasm. But the right teacher can motivate you to get better, even if your speaking isn't always perfect. The key is finding someone who can take a student's new skills and encourage them, even if they're not correct 100% of the time. Number 2, how you can learn faster with outside help. After studying on your own for some time, introducing outside support can be a game changer for your long-term motivation. It can push you to reach new limits and work harder than ever. It can be a teacher, a tutor, a family member, a friend, or someone you look up to. But it has to be someone that inspires and energizes you. Of course, finding people like this is easier said than done. So you might want to take a few trial lessons with a few teachers to find the one you're the best fit with. If you're a Premium Plus user, take advantage of your Premium Plus teachers. They will hold you accountable, send you assignments, and give you feedback to help you perfect your language skills. It's also important to find a teacher whose lessons you enjoy. Sometimes people stick with lessons just because they like the instructor. There are so many types of teachers. If you can find instructors you gravitate towards, you may find you'll want to learn more just because of who they are. Make sure to check out our lesson library. There are a ton of classes and teachers to choose from in the absolute beginner, and intermediate levels. If you hear someone you like, you'll be more likely to stick with their lessons, and you'll learn better. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.